Finally, after 6 goddamn hours of grinding, I finally hit level 30. I can now enchant my goddamn sword and get sharpness 4 like I've always wanted to. Alright, what do we got here? Breaking free? I mean, as long as I get sharpness, I don't really care. God damn it! Anyway, Enchanting Sucks, we all know that. You got 3 options, 2 useless ones at the top that barely get used, and the main one, which you need 30 goddamn levels. It uses free upon using. Not only that, but all the enchants can be RNG, meaning that you can get a very good one, or Bane of Arthropods.
Fuck.
So I began thinking, what if I implement my own ideas? One, where players would not want to put their gun to their head due to how fucking horrible the luck is. No, seriously, I've had survival worlds where I've spent almost an entire day just enchanting and de-enchanting my fucking pickaxe and always getting hit by only unbreaking or only efficiency. It sucks. However, even though it sucks now, at least it's way better than it was before. Because in the old days, enchanting was probably top 3 worst things in Minecraft. You know what? Let's go back memory lane when I was at the age of 9. And back then, oh, did it suck. You could not use lapis, meaning lapis was basically useless back in the day. And on top of that, once you hit level 30 and enchant anything, and I mean anything, all of your XP would just fucking vanish. Yup, I'm not talking about 3 levels, not 1, all 30 levels, meaning that you had to grind all of the levels. And back then, there weren't any of those cool convoluted XP farms like we have today. People just grinded by killing mobs or building the age-old box with a tube mob grinder. Not to mention, you didn't even see your potential enchantment is. It was so horrible. But Mojang began to fix it, making enchanting go from completely insufferable to still insufferable, but with a tiny amount of glitter. Because the biggest update that Enchanting Table has gotten was in 1.8, a literal decade ago. And let's not forget the big brother Anvil, which somehow does enchanting better than the Enchanting Table. Because you're not limited to RNG, only limited by the stupid and annoying XP limit. So, enough stalling, let's actually get into making the Enchanting Table less of a mess. First thing I'm gonna do is make it so Lapis gets replaced by Amethyst. Now, why would I switch them? Well, that is mainly due to the fact that I like Amethyst more than Lapis, because not only does it look better than Lapis, but it also would fit more with the whole enchanting system, since enchanting is the closest thing we have to magic in Minecraft. Now, don't worry, I will talk about Lapis in a different video, and give it some actual utility that's not just enchanting only. Now, back to Amethyst. When you think about it, in almost any game or media, Amethyst is almost always linked with magic or witchcraft or any type of sorcery. So it would make sense to have it as the main ore for enchanting. Now, I know what you're thinking. Mining Amethyst is way more of a chore than mining Lapis, because with one Lapis vein, you can basically enchant multiple tools. And if Amethyst is to work just like Lapis, you need to have a fuck ton of Amethyst for that. However, my main change will be so that whenever you find a geode, you can mine the Amethyst bud block and then bring it back home, and it will begin to grow Amethyst without having to go to the same geode. I also want to make it so the Amethyst grows a little bit faster than its vanilla counterpart. That way you don't have to wait forever just to get a single fucking Amethyst chunk. And of course, I want to make Amethyst accessible through villagers trades, so you don't have to rely just on mining them. Villagers like the cleric or librarian could have a chance to unlock an option where you could sell Amethyst. Or another way to get them is to find them in chests, something like mineshaft chests or strongholds or other underground structures. The second thing I want to implement is to remove the entire RNG system. Yep, almost all of it. What I want is when you enchant, you will see not 1, not 2, but all of the enchants that your item will get. Let's say I do want to nerf the enchanting powers, that way an item will only get max 3 enchants when you enchant it. Damn, I'm saying enchant a lot. So I'm sorry, but we have to sacrifice the god enchants you would get if you were very lucky. Sacrifice we have to take. Don't worry, you can still put bugs on your stuff after you enchant them. That's still a thing. Third thing I want to do is to create a specific section for bugs, because using 3 whole levels for 1 bug is kind of annoying. I mean, would you rather spend 3 levels for any tool of your choice or a bug? So here's what I want to do. And since I cannot code for shit, I will use MS Paint to illustrate what I want to change. Here's the enchanting UI, and here's mine. The top 2 options that use 1 and 2 levels per enchant will be splashed into 1. Now, this option cannot enchant things like tools and armor. However, its main and only priority is books. It will use 2 levels, and it will still be powered by bookshelves, but it will be more powerful if you put books into the chiseled bookshelf. Normal books in the chiseled bookshelf will provide normal power, but it will be slightly better than a normal bookshelf. However, if you place enchanted books into the chiseled bookshelves, the power will grow, meaning that the more enchanted books you have in a chiseled bookshelves, well, the more likely you are to get better enchants and multiple enchants per enchant. You still following? Good. The top option will not be limited to any level cap, and unlike the bottom, which will require level 30, this one can be used whether you're level 2, 30, or beyond. Warning, this last part of the video resembles something close to schizo talking. The suggestion I'm going to give will probably be very modded Minecraft-like, so I understand if this part of the video makes no sense to you. Anyway, the crafting recipe for the enchanting table is cheap. Very damn cheap. A decade ago, it was actually quite the time challenge to get resources for an enchanting table. Apart from the resources for a book like leather and sugarcane, the 2 diamonds and obsidian were the main rare materials you need for an enchanting table. However, in current Minecraft, you can find every resource for the enchanting table without even stepping a foot in a cave. You want to find a bunch of obsidian? Well, would you look at that, an entire nether portal sitting in the middle of nowhere. You want to find diamonds? Just go to the nearest village and find a blacksmith with a bunch of diamonds. You can also grab a bunch of books from the same village. And boom, now you have an enchanting table. What I want is for the recipe to resemble a little bit more magic-like. So my crafting recipe will follow something like this. 3 obsidian in the bottom row, followed by 2 diamonds as before, and in the middle, an amethyst bud block. And as for the book, it will be replaced by what I call the Enchanting Encyclopedia. Okay, I'm not good with names, but I tried, okay? So for the Enchanting Encyclopedia, you will need a book, an amethyst, and a bottle of enchanting. With all of those things combined, you can now craft a new enchanting table. And with Y1 is for you to have the ability to pick up said book from the table and put it back on. Now, what's the main use for the encyclopedia? Well, it's storing information. When you enchant an item, and let's say for example you enchant a sword with sharpness, then the encyclopedia will have the information about sharpness, what the enchantment does, how powerful it can get, and so on and so on. Now, the difference is, I don't want a big-ass guide with blocks of text. I want to make it so all of the information is shown with drawings and pictures. That way, a 5-year-old will understand what the enchantment does without getting bored to death reading it. Now, is the idea really good? To be honest, it's kind of a mix. When I was thinking about it, I had other plans for it, but those plans were so distant from vanilla Minecraft that I just completely scrapped them off the video. For now, let's just stop here. I'm already severely behind editing-wise, and I'm probably sure editing me wants to claw me to death. Ah, right, an outro. Don't take these things seriously. The whole video was just me babbling on about stuff that Mojang might not ever see, or change, or care, whatever. I just did this because my schizoid brain likes to imagine very weird stuff, and thought maybe I'd put those thoughts in an editor. But whatever, you can now go and enjoy your day. I'll just go and think of another way to complain about Minecraft next week.